WWDC may be over. See ya, Craig. But did anyone catch that Apple just kind of leaked the iPhone 17 and gave us our best look yet at what is coming later this fall? Just me? On the surface, this was an event all about liquid glass and new design languages and software features and things like that. But honestly, I think this gives us our best look yet, not just at all that stuff, but what Apple is planning to release later on this year, including several major changes to the iPhone 17 lineup. Let me go over some of the hints that Apple dropped, some of the clues and Easter eggs you probably missed, and also give a huge thanks to my friends at ESR for sponsoring this video with an amazing MagSafe Find My Wallet, but a bit more on this in a moment. All right, so first things first, am I the only one who feels like this has been one of the most positive and optimistic Apple events we've gotten in a long time? I mean, I'm sure I don't have to remind you, the bad news for Apple has been non-stop this year so far, and I'm not sure if it's just the accounts I follow or the people I've talked to, but even some of the most hardened and jaded Apple fans I've known for a long time seem to be pretty optimistic and positive about WWDC this year. I think that everyone loves to see Apple trying something new and changing things up for the first time in a long time. And also it seems like Apple is listening to their customers and fixing real issues and finally kind of admitting they're not always right, they get things wrong, and they're listening and trying to make some real changes. So obviously the whole liquid glass redesign does sort of really strongly suggest the iPhone is going to be getting a redesign as well. I think that if they're going to overhaul the naming scheme and the look of iOS, now would be the perfect time to redo the design of the phone as well, and that is by and large what the rumors say we're going to be getting. We're actually hearing that the 20th anniversary iPhone coming in the next couple of years is really going to lean into this liquid glass aesthetic. Mark Gurman over at Bloomberg saying that he has been hearing internally that Apple's really going to be leaning into more of an all-glass iPhone and really super slim bezels, no cutouts thing for that special iPhone. But for this year, it seems like a redesign is definitely on the table, and Apple's probably going to do their best to really slim down those bezels and give us as much screen as possible, and really give us a design language in terms of hardware that complements the new liquid glass aesthetic with iOS 26. I also do have to say it's interesting, we had heard some rumors that Apple was going to be shrinking down the notch a bit on the iPhone 17 lineup, at least on some models, and that would make sense, especially with liquid glass really going all into the cleanliness and sort of the airiness of your phone. Having as little of a cutout in certain places, like the top of your iPhone, like giving you back more real estate, would be super important to see and really complement this iOS update. So I wonder if we could see a smaller cutout and in turn a smaller dynamic island to better complement the new liquid glass design aesthetic with iOS 26. I think that honestly, I'm not sure how Dynamic Island really plays into the whole liquid glass thing. Honestly, wouldn't it make more sense if it was translucent? The problem is that Apple can't do that because the Dynamic Island is made up of two individual cutouts stitched together with software with pixels in the middle. So if they were to get rid of the black around the Dynamic Island, it would look weird and you would see those physically two separate cutouts. So they can't really do that now, but maybe when they're able to sort of take that from two cutouts to one or shrink things down significantly, we do see a totally new Dynamic Island that is totally made of liquid glass, or maybe they just eliminate it entirely in favor of something else, or maybe nothing at all. Also, maybe the reason we're getting this new sort of bar on the back of the phone for the whole camera area here is sort of a nod to liquid glass with the iOS 26 thing. I mean, it seems like there's definitely going to be some sort of connection between the design change of the iPhone 17 along with the sort of software overhaul, so I think there might be a connection there, and I guess we'll see the closer we get to September. Something else that this whole presentation totally threw into question was the name of the iPhone. We've been hearing for years now that Apple might be looking to totally rebrand the name of the iPhone lineup, and given that they just did it with their software, now might be the very best time to also do it with the iPhone. Now, I guess there's really three ways they could go. One is they do nothing and they just stick with iPhone 17, which they totally could do. Apple is Apple and they're gonna do their own thing. Second thing is that maybe they do iPhone 26 and iPhone 26 Pro and iPhone 26 Pro Max and that sort of thing, which seems absolutely nuts. Third option, which is just to drop the numbers entirely and give it a way cleaner look. Sort of like what they already do with the iPad and the Mac lineups, just sort of don't do a number. Say iPhone, iPhone Air, iPhone Pro, and iPhone Pro Max. Sort of like what they're already doing with AirTag. Just keep it simple. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that way back when the original AirTag was announced, one of the things that I was most excited for was to finally never lose my wallet again. The only problem is that if you've ever tried to put an AirTag in a wallet, it really doesn't work. If only there was a really simple way to have a slim, nice, high-quality wallet that had full-on Find My capabilities like an AirTag, plus one that could connect to my phone so I'd never sort of have the two separated would also be nice. But luckily, we don't have to wonder because this does exist and it's made by our friends over at ESR. This is the ESR Geomagnetic Wallet Stand, and like the name suggests, there's a whole lot going on here. You've got a really nice magnetic stand for your iPhone, great for watching videos in either horizontal or vertical orientation. You've got, obviously, as the name suggests, a really nice strong magnetic connection with your phone, so it sort of works like a really nice MagSafe accessory. But the best part of all is that this is a slim, thin, really sleek wallet with full-on Find My capabilities here built in. So this functions exactly like an AirTag. It even sets up on your phone like an AirTag. You can set up notifications if you leave this behind. It's going to take full advantage of all the hundreds of millions of devices, billions of devices in the Find My network. It is amazing, and unlike, a little bit of an awkward, weird circular AirTag, this connects right onto the back of your phone. You can use it like a stand, and it just works beautifully every single time. And also what I love is that it's way better than Apple's typical MagSafe wallet. One, because it's got Find My functionality built in, and also the magnets are way stronger, 4 times stronger in fact, and there's sort of this nice little attachment on the back like a holder here, like a ring that opens up, so if you want to sort of hold your phone and doom scroll away, or just sort of, have a call, or just, use your phone and not have to sort of hold it the normal way, have a little bit of that weight taken off with this little loop, that is also built in as well. So if you want to learn more and check it out for yourself today and give your iPhone and your wallet both a much needed upgrade, check this out at the link right down below in the description. Beyond that, a couple of other smaller things worth noting. Number one is that Apple is obviously listening to their customers in some big ways, finally sort of not only admitting defeat with, the whole Genmoji thing, but also iPadOS got a major overhaul that finally gives people what they want, which is a more Mac-like, desktop-like experience. Now, I wonder if we could see some of those elements translate down to the iPhone. People have long been wanting for a true horizontal mode to return to the iPhone and some sort of split screen mode. Maybe that's something we actually see, and I'm sure, Apple being Apple, they could make that exclusive just for the new phones. This definitely, again, would be an opportune time to do that. And I also wonder, given what the iPad can do now with multi-windows, if there is some sort of rationale behind bringing like a desktop-like thing powered by the iPhone, because we know the silicon inside is powerful enough to do it, and Samsung has Samsung DeX, where you can basically plug in your phone and get a desktop-like experience. I wonder if Apple could bring that multi-window support down to the iPhone in some form or fashion on the newer ones. Yeah, I'm curious. I've heard a lot of positive things about this. I know the beta is still a little bit buggy, but I'm curious, what are your thoughts on this? Your thoughts on liquid glass? Your thoughts on what this could mean for the iPhone 17? Your thoughts on all this stuff? Please drop a comment down below and let me know. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I am Robert Rosenfeld from the Apple Circle. I'll see ya in the next one.